I'm Alex and welcome to my video. Today I'm sharing with you my recipe for grown-up mac and cheese. As I was kind of getting my supplies out for that mac and cheese, I came up with another little experimental mac and cheese that I wanted to try. I think we decided on rodeo mac and cheese is what we're gonna call it for now, unless you have a better name. So if you're interested, keep on watching. Here is everything that you are going to need for the grown-up mac and cheese. Not pictured, I have 1/4 cup of flour. And then we have a 16-ounce box of Cavatappi, 3 cups of milk, 1 stick and 2 tablespoons of butter, 1/2 cup of Panko Breadcrumbs, 4 cups of chopped spinach, 1 12-ounce jar of roasted red peppers, 1.5 cups of diced ham, 4 to 6 slices of bacon. I will be using the real crumbled bacon pieces, an 8-ounce block of Sharp Cheddar, an 8-ounce block of Smoked Gouda, 1 7-ounce block of Monterey Jack, 1 teaspoon of ground mustard, and salt and pepper to taste. I forgot to mention you should preheat your oven to 375 at the start of this. I'm doing that now. I have some water coming to a boil back here, and I'm going to get some butter melting in our pan here. You're gonna want a heavy bottomed pot for this so it doesn't burn. I'm doubling this, so I'm adding 2. Now that our water has come to a boil back here, I'm just gonna add some salt to it. It is so important to salt your pasta because that's the only chance you really get to flavor your pasta. Okay, that's roughly 2 tablespoons if you're curious, but you add quite a bit of salt. We're gonna add our pasta. Again, that's the Cavatappi that I'm using. And I'm doubling it, so I'm adding 2. And give that a quick stir. If you watched my recent grocery haul, you might recognize this new member of the family over here. Now that the butter has melted, I just added a 1/4 cup of flour. Well, what for you would be a 1/4 cup of flour. And give that a quick whisk. And now we're just gonna let that cook for about a minute. Get that raw flour taste out of there. Once your butter has had a chance to cook, you're gonna add in your milk. And so for you, you would add in 3 cups. And I kind of just go maybe about a cup at a time and give it a whisk in between. Now we're just gonna let that milk come up to just about a simmer. You don't want your milk to come up to a boil because then you just kind of risk it burning. But we're just gonna keep stirring it every so often until it comes up to just about a simmer. And then we're gonna start adding in the rest of our seasonings and our cheese. Our pasta is al dente, so I'm going to drain it real quick. That's all you want your pasta to be, is just cook it for the minimum amount that your box says, because it's going to continue cooking in the oven a little bit. Waiting for the milk to come up to a simmer is like the most painful part of this whole recipe, because you really have to go low and slow. Ask me how I know.
Now I'm the parent around here. You
If you were the parent around here, we'd eat nothing but cotton candy and ice cream every day.
Okay, so we're up to a simmer. So now what I'm gonna do is actually turn it down just a little bit. And we're gonna add our seasonings. I'm gonna add black pepper to taste. We'll add some salt. Don't go heavy with the salt because the cheese is pretty salty, and the ham and bacon. We're gonna go in with our ground mustard. I'm gonna say a teaspoon. I'm doubling this, so that's a little crazy. So I'm adding 2. Okay, I'll give that a whisk. You'll notice that it starts thickening up as it comes up to that simmer as well, and that's what you're looking for. So We'll whisk that together, and then we're gonna start adding in our cheese. And our cheese, you kind of I add it in by the handful. I think it melts better that way. And you can also, at this point, go ahead and just turn off your heat. We're gonna save about a cup for topping. We'll get that mixed in. Then once it is melted, you're gonna taste it for salt and pepper and see if you want to add any more. Okay, so now that our sauce is done and that you've tasted it for salt and pepper, we're just gonna add this into the pasta. And if you have a fiance that can help you, grab him. If not, just do it precariously. We're gonna combine this, and because I'm doubling this, I'm taking half of this out right now. I took half of that and put it in a separate pan because I'm gonna do something else with that. And now we're going to add that spinach and the roasted red peppers. And the spinach, because that sauce and everything is so hot still, that's going to wilt down really quickly. And give that a stir. And the spinach looks like a lot at first, but I promise you it wilts down to like almost nothing. It's a nice way to sneak a veggie in without it even tasting like a veggie. Okay, so now to that, we will add our ham. And give that another stir. And now the bacon you could add either into it right now, or you could add it on top. I add it on top just because that gives the bacon a chance to crisp up just a little bit while it is in the oven. So I'm gonna put this in a 9x13 and I will meet you back here. So here I have the 3 ways that you can do it. This one is just the plain mac and cheese with a sauce that you just saw. This is a rodeo Midwest mac and cheese. And over here is our grown-up mac and cheese with our spinach, ham, roasted red peppers in there. And then I topped it with some Panko breadcrumbs. And I'm gonna do the same with the big one that I'm gonna throw in the oven right now. I mixed about a half of a cup of Panko breadcrumbs with 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And then I just topped that and stuck it in the oven. And that's gonna go in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes, just depending on how crispy you like the top. And I will either insert a picture of these when they are complete or a little clip. Let's scoop some of this up for the 2-year-old down here, anxiously waiting. Ooh, that looks so good. And there we go. That's the grown-up mac and cheese. That's the recipe that I'm sharing for today. Thanks for watching.